Your man there is your timekeeper. You got your 30.
He cares more for your success than you ever imagined. He is the epitome of what I call leadership. What I call leadership. In all the years I've studied and researched, he is the epitome of leadership because he wants more for you than you even are yet to see. So I'd like to give Joe a huge round of applause, please. Success. It means so much to so many people, doesn't it? I mean, it's such a powerful word, success. Success is different. You know, I've worked with some of the legends. I call the legends in the Primerica business. You guys know a guy named Hector Lamarck, right? So I had a chance to work with him a couple of years ago. Greatest guy. I love the guy. Just a real humble, down-to-earth guy. The guy's made almost $70 million in this business. Do you guys realize that? Yes. That's huge. Huge. That's a ton of money. Last year, or a couple years ago, I used to live in Gainesville, Georgia. Do you guys know where Gainesville, Georgia is? I'm sorry. But I had a chance to visit like the most infamous place in Primerica, right? I had a chance to visit the barn, right? Bob Dussault's barn. I walked into this thing, I'm not even joking, and I just looked around. I was like, holy cow. He's got offices up here, he's got offices down, there's a basketball court. I'm waiting for Kobe to come out of the building or something. I'm like, holy cow, this guy's unbelievable. I call him the kid. Mario Arizon, right? You guys know Mario. He came to see me speak a couple months ago with Grant Cardone in Vegas, and I sat in his white Lambo. Have you guys seen that on Facebook? His white Lambo. I sat inside of it, and he revved the engine, right? It was like, vroom, vroom. Not going to lie, I think I got turned on a little bit. It was amazing. That says, you know what, Dr. Trivedi, that's fantastic. That's good for them, but I don't really care. I don't care. Because I just want to make $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year. Man, that changes the course of my life. That allows me to put food on the table. Put a roof over my kids' heads. That allows me to put a college savings plan together for my kids. I discovered that if I was going to study success, right, I was going to also have to study this thing called failure. So in my study of failure, I started asking questions to myself. I started saying, okay, why don't people achieve goals? Right? Why don't people, how many people in this audience have set a goal before that you have not achieved? Or we say things like, man, they're just lazy. Or you know what, they just don't want it bad enough. Ever heard those things? You have to think about this. Why is it that they don't achieve them? Why is it that people fail? Because goal setting, let's be honest, right? Goal setting itself, it's pretty simple, right? You set a goal and you achieve it. It's pretty simple. So why isn't everybody on the planet rich? So we learn goal setting at such a young age, right? My kids go to the dentist's office, and the dentist says, well, you brush your teeth, and you floss your teeth, and you come back in 3 months, and you hit your goal. So my son, every night, he's like, Daddy, I'm brushing my teeth. Goes to the dentist 3 months later, comes back and says, I hit my goal, yay. Right? So why do we stop doing this? And here's what I learned, I'll tell you, is because when we set goals that we don't achieve, we create emotions. And these emotions are guilt, their shame, their judgment, their anger, and even up to the point of resentment towards yourself. And my dad would say to me, Alok, you are a very smart boy. Very smart. You are a genius, I know. But you have to bring the marks. And I said, okay. He said, you bring me marks, I'll buy you any video game you want. And I said, Dad, don't play with me because this is serious stuff to me. This is a big deal. You guys remember Nintendo? Yeah, I was big into Nintendo, right? He says, Alok, any video game you want. I said, Dad, Super Mario Brothers? He says, Alok, I'll buy you Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Sisters, anybody in Mario's family you want, just bring me marks. So needless to say, I got straight A's, okay? And then I hit high school. And let's just say I found girls. And my grades did this. My dad used to say, Alok, you used to be very smart. What happened? What happened to you, idiot? And I said, Dad, I am. I'm a genius. Trust me, I'm smart. But what happened is I began to resent school and resent going and getting an education and learning, right? Right? I've sat with so many leaders in the beginning where they sit down with their teammate and they say, man, I am so pumped for you, so excited because you decided to join Primerica. Your life is about to change. John, you are going to kill it. Congratulations and welcome to come to the business. I want you to go out and I want you to recruit 10 new people this month, okay? John says, yeah, man, I'm doing it. Joe told me I got to go recruit 10 people. I'm going to go do it. Okay, I'm going to go to the marketplace. John gets out there. Oh, man, I'm from Primerica. Oh, man, that was rejection number one, right? Then they go over here and they say, man, I'm from Primerica. Man, that was rejection number two. Joe told me this was going to happen. I'm going to try it one more time. Okay, one more time. Oh, man, rejection number three. And what happens? That becomes tough. So all that work you do to recruit this person, doesn't it almost sometimes feel like a waste? Let's be real, right? I want us to be real with our emotions. I don't want to hide them because if that's what you're feeling, then that's real. And that's going to prevent you from recruiting more again. Does that make sense? We can't BS this stuff. This is real. So, because I've sat with leaders, I've sat with so many Primerica leaders, and they all say the same thing to me, right? They say, well, Dr. Trivedi, the numbers are the numbers are the numbers. That's just how it is. I'm guessing you guys have heard that before. And I say to them, man, look, I understand. You're right. The numbers are the numbers are the numbers. If you continue to train your team on the old science of the brain. However, today we know more about neuroscience and about the brain and how it works and performance than ever in history. Would you agree with me? Yes. Absolutely. And it's all related. I got to tell you this. There are teams. I talked to a guy the other day. He's still training his team on right brain and left brain thinking, right? That doesn't exist anymore. We now know that we use the entire brain. So the reason people don't achieve their goals is not because they don't want it. It's not that. How many people in this room want to be millionaires? How many people in this room are millionaires? See what I'm saying? It's not because you don't want it. The reason people don't succeed and don't achieve their goals is because they don't value it. That's not true. Your values are what's known as the blueprint of this entire field, and it's got a long name. Let me get it right. It's called interpersonal psychoneurobiology. What it means is how you think and how you're wired. It's who you are and how you express yourself into the world. See, the thing is that people lie to themselves every single day. All of us do, right? But your values in your life do not lie. 100%. They don't lie to you. They give you exactly what you want. So let me say this as a statement, as a very direct statement. If you're not making money in Primerica, it's not because you don't want to. It's because you don't value Primerica. The job of a leader is to communicate and inspire their team to move forward, right? That's the job of a leader. Now, if you're not speaking in your team's or person's values, a wall goes up and they are not communicating with you. And they will lie to you. They will say, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build this business. Right? Mika's laughing at me. I got sold and I was happy to do it. Happy to do it. I actually had a sign put up on my office that said, Dr. Trivedi does not buy more than 10 Girl Scout cookies anymore. But I asked her a little while ago, I said to her afterwards, I said, how did you learn so much about the values? And she says, you know, I came to one of your seminars. I sat in the back of the audience and I was taking notes. She goes, when my mom came home and told me what you said to her, I thought I'd try and use your material against you. And it worked. How do you identify yourself? So if I was walking down the street and I met you for the very first time and I said, hey, how are you? Who are you? How would you identify yourself? What would you say? For me, it'd be simple because I know my values. I'd say I'm a father, I'm a speaker, I'm a teacher, I'm a consultant, I'm a business entrepreneur. That's who I am. Look at your Facebook profile picture. That'll give you a good indication of your identity as well. What are you willing to pursue despite going through pain? What are you willing to achieve or pursue despite going through pain? Because here's what happens, right? People come into the business and a little bit of pain, a little bit of rejection comes in and they don't know how to deal with it and they shake and they're like, oh my God, I have to deal with rejection, oh my gosh. And they leave, don't they? If I cut all of you in this room a check for $250 million, it's a lot of money, isn't it? What would you do with your time? If you have more of the money than you know what to do with, what are you doing with your time? Are you in this game or are you doing something else? And I'm not judging it. There's no judgment. But it's for you to look at yourself and be real with it. Right? So this is a beginning process. Understand this. So if you started doing this, I have done this in my businesses for the last 10 years and I've trained thousands of people on this system. If you did this and when you brought someone new into the business, you give them the application, next thing you do, you slide in the value application. When you're coaching them and leading them, are you going to have a better retention rate because you know who they are independently than not? No question about it. I've done it in every single business, and I used to have huge turnover. People hated me. I was more intense than Joe. And when we start living in motivation, we start using language like, I have to, I need to, and I should. What this does, it creates resentment and guilt and shame, which prevents you from moving forward. I see a lot of heads nodding. When you start living according to your own values, you start using language like I want to, I choose to, and I love to. You define success based on your own inspirations, not someone else's motivations. Because this business will only grow to the point that you choose to allow yourself to grow. If you limit your personal growth, you limit yourself, period. Joe has gone exploding in his diamonds because something here changed. His belief changed. You really will, because I literally will go through the exercises to change your brain. With Carlos's team, he said, Dr. Trivedi, can you change the team with rejection? How many people have a problem with rejection in their team? Every single one of you do. Right? Bring your team there because literally, in 45 minutes, I will destroy their fear of rejection. We will change their brain with the questions that I will ask, and it'll destroy their fear of rejection. Absolutely. We do it live, and then people go out, and they go prospect, and they say, you know, they come back, and they cry in the program. And they say, Dr. Trivedi, I've always been afraid to prospect. And literally, in 45 minutes, they went and prospected 10 people. That's the power of the stuff I'm trying to show you guys. Growing up, I used to get in a lot of fights. I used to have a lot of challenges, right? How many people deal with challenges every day? Everyone, right? And I'll share the wisdom of my dad. And my dad said to me, very young, he said, son, why are you fighting all the time? I said, Dad, do you see these people? They're huge. They're fighting me. And he said to me, words that I think I live by. And he said to me, son, as long as you think the fight is on the outside, you'll continue to fight the war on the inside.